우리 팀 누구도 그렇게 되길 바라지 않아요.
I wouldn't wish that on my team.
I wouldn't wish that on my team.
이 일을 당분간 비밀로 해주시겠어요?
Do you think we can keep a lid on this for now?
Do you think we can keep a lid on this for now?
인사과 직원이랑 얘기해 보는 게 어때?
You should take it up with HR.
You should take it up with HR.
그만 마무리해 주시겠어요?
Can you wrap it up, please?
Can you wrap it up, please?
결정할 것이 있어요.
There's a decision that needs to be made.
There's a decision that needs to be made.
그 일은 당분간 보류하기로 하죠.
We'll table that for the time being.
We'll table that for the time being.
일이 산더미야.
I have work up to my ears.
I have work up to my ears.
그는 저에게 사무실을 맡기셨어요.
He put me in charge of the office.
He put me in charge of the office.
우리가 그 계약을 성사시켰어.
We pulled off the deal.
We pulled off the deal.
그들이 날 보증해 줄 거예요.
They'll vouch for me.
They'll vouch for me.
나 바람 맞히지 마.
Don't bail on me.
Don't bail on me.
얼마든지 질문하세요.
You should feel free to ask questions.
You should feel free to ask questions.
기회를 얻을 좋은 방법이군요.
It's a good way to get your foot in the door.
It's a good way to get your foot in the door.
제가 태워드릴게요.
I could give you a ride.
I could give you a ride.
우린 이걸 승인할 수 없어요.
We don't approve of this.
We don't approve of this.
그건 좀 게으른 인상을 줘요.
It just comes across as lazy.
It just comes across as lazy.
얼마든지 같이 가도 좋아요.
You're welcome to come along.
You're welcome to come along.
그녀는 그 모든 걸 다 불어버렸어.
She blew the whistle on the whole thing.
She blew the whistle on the whole thing.
본사에서 변호사를 보낼 겁니다.
Corporate is gonna send in a lawyer.
Corporate is gonna send in a lawyer.
이따 그걸 살펴보도록 하죠.
I'll go over that later.
I'll go over that later.
그것이 목전에 와 있다고 믿어요.
I believe it's just around the corner.
I believe it's just around the corner.
본사에서 제게 변호사를 붙여줬네요.
They hooked me up with an attorney.
They hooked me up with an attorney.
그 사람 때문에 화날 것 없어.
You shouldn't let him get to you.
You shouldn't let him get to you.
그와 나는 큰 일을 앞두고 있다네.
He and I are headed to a big thing.
He and I are headed to a big thing.
주택융자금을 다 갚았어요.
I paid off my mortgage.
I paid off my mortgage.
스탠리, 나 대신 좀 맡아줘.
Stanley, you're taking over for me.
Stanley, you're taking over from me.
그게 제대로 안 됐지.
They were out of order, weren't they?
They were out of order, weren't they?
우리가 조금씩 돈을 거두면 그를 도울 수 있어.
If we chip in, we can help him.
If we chip in, we can help him.
가만히 있는 게 좋겠어요.
You'd better sit tight.
You'd better sit tight.
같이 있어 줄게.
I'll keep you company.
I'll keep you company.
지금 당장은 생각이 나질 않네요.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
이 일 외엔 모조리 신경을 끄도록 하세요.
You have to zone out everything except this work.
You have to zone out everything except this work.
일정이 전혀 명확하지 않아요.
Our schedule is anything but definite.
Our schedule is anything but definite.
전 매주 그것들을 면밀히 검토하죠.
I just sift through them every week.
I just sift through them every week.
우린 인터넷을 사용할 수 없어요.
We don't have access to internet.
We don't have access to internet.
그 문제를 좀 파악하던 중이었어요.
I was just trying to get a handle on it.
I was just trying to get a handle on it.
그건 상상하지 말자고.
Let's leave that image out of it.
Let's leave that image out of it.
그 의상을 했지.
I sort of went above and beyond.
I sort of went above and beyond.
그건 잊어버려.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
그는 불쑥 그 얘기를 했어요.
He just sprang it on us.
He just sprang it on us.
이건 자네 인생을 바꿔줄 거야.
This is gonna turn your life around.
This is gonna turn your life around.
어떻게 해내신 거예요?
How did you manage to pull that off?
How did you manage to pull that off?
이 일에 생색내고 싶지 않아요.
I don't want to take credit for this.
I don't want to take credit for this.
그런다고 뭐가 달라지나?
What difference does it make?
What difference does it make?
그녀가 우리 팀을 이끌고 있어요.
She is heading up our team.
She is heading up our team.
제발 사정 좀 봐줘.
Just cut me some slack, please.
Just cut me some slack, please.
이런 비밀이 샜군.
Well, the cat's out of the bag.
Well, the cat's out of the bag.
전 그걸 최대한 미뤄뒀다 쓰려고 해요.
I tried to hold off taking them for as long as possible.
I try to hold off taking them for as long as possible.
회의를 그만 마무리합시다.
Let's wind up the meeting.
Let's wind up the meeting.
우린 정말 잘하고 있었어요.
We were on such a roll.
We were on such a roll.
제 생각엔 이 일이 아주 잘 풀릴 것 같아요.
I think this is gonna work out great.
I think this is gonna work out great.
그녀는 새 직장에서 잘 어울리려고 노력하고 있어요.
She's trying to fit in at her new job.
She's trying to fit in at her new job.
갖고 있는 직업 말고 원하는 직업의 복장을 입으세요.
Dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
그건 엄청난 돈이 들 거예요.
It will cost a fortune.
It will cost a fortune.
우린 회사를 매각하는 절차를 밟고 있어요.
We're in the process of selling our company.
We're in the process of selling our company.
자네가 어떻게 생각하는지가 중요해.
It matters what you think.
It matters what you think.
제가 몸이 좀 안 좋은 것 같아요.
I'm just feeling under the weather.
I'm just feeling under the weather.
우린 작년 계획을 그대로 유지할 거예요.
We're going to stick with last year's plan.
We're going to stick with last year's plan.
난 내일 미국에 여행을 가게 돼요.
I get to travel to America tomorrow.
I get to travel to America tomorrow.
너무 여기저기 돌아다니게 돼요.
You're on the road so much.
You're on the road so much.
그만둬.
Knock it off.
Knock it off.
이 프로그램에 대해 잘 아시나요?
Are you familiar with this program?
Are you familiar with this program?
창문 좀 열어도 될까요?
Do you mind if I open the window?
Do you mind if I open the window?
다음으로 넘어가요.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
전 웬만해선 욕을 하지 않아요.
I never swear if I can help it.
I never swear if I can help it.
한 단계 더 끌어올려 봅시다.
Let's kick it up a notch.
Let's kick it up a notch.
그녀를 잘 지켜봐.
Keep an eye on her.
Keep an eye on her.
오늘은 여기까지 하죠.
Let's call it a day.
Let's call it a day.
그 회의는 취소됐어요.
The meeting has been cancelled off.
The meeting has been cancelled off.
광고를 하는 것은 도움이 됩니다.
It pays to advertise.
It pays to advertise.
우린 그걸 자세히 알아봤는데요.
We looked into it.
We looked into it.
다른 사항들도 고려해 본 거야?
Have you taken into account other factors?
Have you taken into account other factors?
그가 날 좋아하는 게 아닌 걸 알게 됐어.
It turned out that he didn't like me.
It turned out that he didn't like me.
창고에서 펜 좀 갖다 주실래요?
Could you get me a pen from the warehouse?
Could you get me a pen from the warehouse?
너 완전히 사기당한 거야.
You got totally taken for a ride.
You got totally taken for a ride.
너 정말 술새구나.
You can really hold your liquor.
You can really hold your liquor.
그녀는 침착하게 대처하라고 말했어요.
She told me to play it cool.
She told me to play it cool.
나 자신에게 어떠한 행복을 찾아줘야 한다고 느껴요.
I think I owe it to myself to find some kind of happiness.
I think I owe it to myself to find some kind of happiness.
커피 한잔 할래요?
Would you like to grab a coffee?
Would you like to grab a coffee?
내가 처리하겠네.
I will take care of that.
I will take care of that.
지체 없이 바로 시작해보죠.
Without further ado, let's get started.
Without further ado, let's get started.
별 생각 없이 한 말이야.
I really didn't give it any thought.
I really didn't give it any thought.
공개해버린 건 실수였어.
It was a mistake to take it public.
It was a mistake to take it public.
월급을 올려서 공평하게 보상받아야 한다고 생각해요.
I think I should be compensated fairly by getting a raise.
I think I should be compensated fairly by getting a raise.
그건 쓸모가 있을지도 몰라.
It might come in handy.
It might come in handy.
그가 이 일의 적격이에요.
He's qualified for this job.
He's qualified for this job.
우린 당당히 맞서자고.
We're gonna take a stand.
We're gonna take a stand.
소개팅해 줄 사람이 있어요.
I have someone to set you up with.
I have someone to set you up with.
제발 봐주세요.
Please let it slide.
Please let it slide.
뭘 어떻게 할 계획인데요?
What are you planning on doing?
What are you planning on doing?
전 카르마를 굳게 믿는 사람이에요.
I'm a big believer in karma.
I'm a big believer in karma.
당신의 제안을 수락하겠습니다.
I'll take you up on your offer.
I'll take you up on your offer.
가격을 조금만 깎아줄래요?
Will you knock off the price a little bit?
Will you knock off the price a little bit?
막 퇴근하려던 참이었어요.
I was just about to leave.
I was just about to leave.
지금 당장 돈을 올려달라고 할 거야.
I'm gonna ask for a raise right now.
I'm gonna ask for a raise right now.
전 여기 계속 있어야 할 것 같은데요.
I should probably stick around here.
I should probably stick around here.
우린 잘할 거야.
We're gonna nail it.
We're gonna nail it.
어디 한번 아이디어를 내봅시다.
Let's see if we can brainstorm.
Let's see if we can brainstorm.
내가 자네를 추천해 줄 수 있어.
I could put in a good word for you.
I could put in a good word for you.
서류 분쇄하는 것 좀 도와주지 않을래요?
Do you want to help me shred some old documents?
Do you want to help me shred some old documents?